I came across this video not so long ago, and honestly, as an animator, I felt disgusted. First of all, I want to say that I will try to stay as polite as possible. It will be a bit hard, I'm not gonna lie. I will try my best to get my points across in a cultured manner. To be honest, I was very hesitant about making this video. Please don't hate on this person, don't spread hate neither in his nor in my comments. I would like to hear your opinions, I'd like to discuss this with you. Please try to stay as well behaved as possible, thank you. First of all, let's take a look at the title. Is this how animation should be changed? Absolutely not. Should animation itself change? Technology won't stop developing, animation will surely change as well. It's something we can't avoid. I mean, look at how much it changed in the past few decades. However, I strongly disagree that AI is the thing that should change animation. The first thing that should be changed, which is one of the core issues, is the mindset of investors and companies and how people working in the creative industry are treated. I don't think that this AI model will save us or do us a favor. It's actually quite the opposite along with other generative AI models and companies. Animation is one of the most amazing art forms. It's so complex and diverse. And one of the most beautiful things about it is that it's made by humans who put so much time and effort and energy into learning and creating it. AI animation to me is just not it. I know it looks significantly better than it used to even like a year ago, and honestly, that's disturbing. It's still kind of garbage if you ask me, but it's scary how fast it's developing.
This is one of the most powerful and free AI tools for you to generate anime and cartoons even if you suck at drawing.
Even if you've never made an animation before in your life, this just makes it incredibly easy for you to create and direct your own animation. Even if you suck at drawing. Yep, that's it. If you suck at drawing but want to draw, why don't you pick up a pencil and a piece of paper? Also, why should everything be easy? Like seriously, why do some people not want to put a single gram of effort into anything they do? Animation is a profession. Imagine an animator saying something like, "This is one of the most powerful and free AI tools to file a prosecution and lead investigations even if you suck at proving that a crime has been committed, appearing in court and has never ever learned a single paragraph of any law." Like, imagine how a real prosecutor would look at them after saying something so horrendous. They have spent many years studying the law. Yes, I get it, the nature of being an animator and a prosecutor is very different, but these are both professions which require hard work and dedication. And before you comment me saying that it's not the same and this is a stupid analogy, let me ask you, is prosecutor a profession? Is animator a profession? How about being a teacher or a plumber or a store manager, a truck driver, a singer, a carpenter? I won't react to every single thing this guy showed in the video. If you're curious about it, then you can watch it yourself. So basically, what this AI model does is that you put a start and an end frame, aka 2 keyframes into it, and then it generates the in-betweens. Some of you might be like, yay, that's so helpful. No, it's not. First of all, what the hell is that blink? That is not how a blink is supposed to look like when it's properly animated. Second, animation is intentional. While often even an animator is not fully sure how their animation will come out in the end, it is still planned. This AI can be given prompts all day, every day, but that still doesn't change the fact that it does not know the animator's intention. Sure, you can make intuitional animation where you just follow your instincts and experiment, but in most cases the keyframes, second keys, and yes, even the in-betweens have to be intentional. I swear to God, I would be so effing annoyed if instead of me, aka a human being with a mind, body and soul and artificial intelligence decided how to make the animation. Like, that is my work, task and duty. I want to make it. I don't know if it's just me, but I would feel frustrated. I want to do the work because there's beauty in failing, working hard, and improving. And often AI bros will say,
But this will make your life easier and save time.
oh hell no. This doesn't make my life any easier. Do you know what would actually make life better if my fellow animators and artists were treated with more respect? Yeah. And I don't care if I get called old-fashioned or if anyone says I'm gatekeeping art from people who can draw. That's a take I've often heard from these people. If me wanting to animate and draw my shit instead of making a machine do it, then hell yeah, I'm old-fashioned. I don't care. I'm a caveman.
What are you simpletons doing?
Also, how the hell is this gatekeeping? Like, you can shove 10 pencils from IKEA in your pocket for free and no one bats an eye. When I first took an animation course, one of my classmates didn't have a light table or a drawing tablet at home. Do you know how she animated? She put a lamp under a glass table. And yes, in-betweening, not just in-betweening, sometimes the whole process can be a pain in the ass and it's extremely time-consuming, but I would rather suffer for weeks, months, and years than letting a machine do it instead of me. Yes, a vacuum cleaner can make my life easier, so can a washing machine and a microwave. But I would absolutely not tolerate if an annoying robot came into my kitchen and cooked instead of me when I am in the mood of cooking a delicious meal. I know what ingredients I want to use, I know how to chop the vegetables, I want to decide how I want to prepare the meal. In the end, it depends on me whether the meal will taste bad or good. If I saw a robot cooking in my kitchen, I'd be like, who let bro cook?
領域展開福間水す
Also, is this even a tool? A tool is supposed to help you do the work, but you're still in control of it. Okay, let's continue the torture. Bro goes on and shows some other wonderful examples of what this fantastic, amazing, lovely AI model can do.
Oh my god, what is that?
Are you sure about that?
Oh my god! What is that?
I know a lot of things, but I don't know about that.
The first example was from Spirited Away, directed by the one and only Miyazaki Hayao. I assume you all know that. The second one is from Children Who Chase Lost Voices, directed by Shinkai Makoto. Okay, so in my opinion, this is disrespectful not only to the directors but to other people who took part in creating these anime. It's disrespectful to the key and second key animators and even to background artists and compositors. It's especially disrespectful to the in-between animators. In-between animators are already not recognized enough in the industry, even though their work is extremely important. They are the ones who make the animation fluid and lively. This is very important. I will get back to this a little later. Before getting into that, what I want to mention is that I'm curious how Shinkai and Miyazaki would react to this. I have a feeling they would not be happy.
僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
どこへたどり着きたいですか？
まあ人間が描くのと同じように絵を描く機械
を作りたいんだ。
はい。
地球最後の日が近いって感じですね。それは人間の方が自信がなくなってくるから。
It's not only that they wouldn't like it at all if someone used this model or even if they just animated a scene in a similar way, the AI generated it, they would make the animator animate the whole thing again. It looks so artificial and unnatural, the timing is ass, the characters move like they are robots, it's even uncanny a bit. Look at how this shit generated Chihiro turning her head. That's just not it. The blink is horrendous again. What I have seen from this so far is that this particular model is probably not capable of generating complex and long cuts. Maybe in a year it will be able to do that as well. However, do you know what all these AI models will never be capable of doing? Working organically and naturally. Something will always feel odd, because if you look at real and true animation, you can see it was made by humans. It touches your soul because people made it, pouring their heart into it. If there ever will be a feature film that's fully AI, people will come out of the cinema disappointed. But not in an, oh, this movie was ass because the story was so bad, disappointment. At least it still made them feel something. This would rather be a, this movie was ass because it's empty, kind of disappointment. Go girl, give us nothing. Also, the real original human creators put an enormous amount of time and effort into making these movies. This is another reason why I find AI quote-unquote animation insulting. If they had not made these pieces of art in the first place, what would be fed to the robot? Plus, before anyone comes at me saying, but this is the same as interpolation, which is already used in CGI animation. No, it's not the same. The original animation this AI model used is 2D frame-by-frame animation, aka traditional animation. It is a freaking animation technique. It is called frame-by-frame animation because you draw the frames one by one. Wow, how surprising. If 100 years pass, it will still be called traditional animation even if it goes extinct. But whatever this is, it surely isn't frame-by-frame animation. You can give it a name if you want.
Are you sure about that?
And by the way, interpolation in 2D or 3D CGI animation is also very different in my opinion. Because in order to get the animation software make the movement between the keyframes, first you have to set and animate those frames carefully. And what comes before that, especially if we talk about 3D? Modeling, texturing, and rigging. And we haven't talked about what comes after all of this. Lighting, camera setting, rendering, compositing, and special VFX. An AI model generating animation and interpolation in actual CGI animation are really not the same. Now let's get on to the important part I mentioned earlier. Do you know that in-between animator is a whole ass job title? Yes, of course, as an animator you have to be able to animate keys and in-betweens as well, but so many junior animators start their career in-betweening. I don't want any more jobs to be taken away. I don't want even more animators and artists to give up on their goals. I'm just so tired of this shit and I'm not the only one. The industry is in shambles and this just makes things worse. This doesn't help at all. Not to talk about the enormous amount of energy these models and servers require, like it's absolutely harmful to the environment. Probably this guy doesn't have any malicious intent. He seems very excited about technology.
Well, hold on on that. Hold on. Now, hold on. I'm not going to say that. All right, hold on.
That's what you're doing, because you're sick. You're sick. You are destructive. There's no fucking way you're doing this other than to to ruin people, okay?
To me, it seems like he doesn't know much about animation. And don't get me wrong, I like technology, but there are certain lines that shouldn't be crossed unless we want to live in a dystopian matrix-like reality. Also, as I was making this video, I came across multiple similar content on YouTube. I had seen horrible things on Twitter as well, and I started to think, should I react to and talk about stuff like this on my channel? I really don't know, because a part of me says I shouldn't give more attention to this garbage, but at the same time I'd like to fight against it and stand up for artists and animators. I'd like to hear your opinion. Please let me know whether you think it's important to talk about these issues or if we should rather ignore it as much as we can. Now let's react to terrible comments that show that some people just really don't get it. You need to suffer with me. However, I have also seen some comments that legit make me sad and some that I agree with. Let's go.
Mappa animators can finally go home to see their kids for a weekend.
Haha, so funny.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about when I see these people just don't get it. At this point, everyone and their mother have heard about Mappa, but only a few people are able to recognize what the real problem is. And this kind of thinking doesn't help at all. How about we encourage Studio Mappa to pay their animators more fairly, to give them less harsh deadlines, more days off, proper vacation, and an overall better treatment? That is how the problem should be solved, not by using AI. And we could talk about other studios, not just Mappa. If you think this will help animators, you are dumb. Do you want studios to fire their in-house in-between animators or to not hire freelancers who do this kind of work? Honestly, I think most animators will not approve of this. Especially not episode, series, and animation directors. If any of them caught an animator using AI, I'm sure that person wouldn't be able to go home for another 2 weeks. Well, there goes my career before it even started. And then the guy literally left a crying emoji under the comment. The whole AI art movement scares me and depresses me. I've been drawing my entire life, trying to improve and owning my skills. All the time and effort I put in just to be replaced by a bot. I feel robbed. I feel violated. It's like a big part of my soul died. People that are not in the art scene can't comprehend how this whole AI art movement destroys our lives. They just laugh and tell you how dramatic you are, ignoring the fact that artists, be it digital artists, 3D model artists, voice actors, writers, animators, hell, even musicians are affected, actually losing their jobs, get depressive. Art was a big part of our culture over the centuries. It made us human and set us apart from the animal kingdom. Now we sold our souls to the devil. We will gradually lose our creativity as we evolve. They call AI progressive. I beg to differ, it's more regressive than any of us can fathom at this time. No one can say with certainty where we are heading, but it can be in favor for the artists. Hate the future. This is what I'm yapping about. You know, I'm kind of an empathetic woman. I can literally feel this person's pain through their words. And when other artists feel the same and try to express their opinion and concern, they get laughed at and they are told that they are dramatic. To be honest, I'm a bit more optimistic. I still believe that humans will always need and crave real art, and honestly, even if I won't be able to achieve some of my goals because of this, then yes, that will be quite depressing, but what can I do? If I will have no more chances of having an art career, I'll still animate and draw as a hobby. No one can take away that from me, and I will teach my children how to draw, and my children will pass that knowledge on to my grandchildren. I'll make art even as a grandma and will teach my grandkids how to make art. I won't let creativity die, and I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking like this. Don't worry, AI will replace everyone else's job too. It's just taking longer. Everyone's saying to just adapt and get used to it and has no fear of their own job. AI is coming for them as well. I mean, it's already doing that. The only jobs that will be left, shockingly, will be those physical, rudimentary jobs like janitorial work or mail sorting, the type of things AI should have been made to do. Because it will take robotics a bit longer to catch up. Hardware is harder than software to program to perform well. As you say, all that boring stuff will be left for us, the most part. I'm not 100% sure about that. However, it is very true that AI has started taking jobs away in other fields as well. When this whole AI thing blew up about 2.5 years ago, so many people told artists to calm the fuck down. It's not that deep. And now that it's taking away more common jobs as well, people are gasping and panicking. Womp womp LMAO, imagine getting so upset over a tool, lol.
Y'all make me sick. Y'all make me.
You all said the same thing about computers and cars, yet everything turned out just fine. Like it's the same. I'm glad you mentioned being dramatic because that's exactly how you're acting.
I am disgusted,
How about you take a massive chill pill?
Okay.
And realize that traditional art isn't going anywhere.
Shut up.
And that your jobs will be replaced by bots. I swear seeing artists having an existential crisis over a nothing burger will never not grip me up.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Bitch, get the fuck out. Bitch, get the fuck out my fucking house, bitch.
I don't think early innovations are a good comparison. It's true that people said the same thing about computers and other automation, but the difference is that even though those machines made things easier, it still required human input. AI can completely do the work on its own, thus there's no need for humans, so it can literally replace them and will end up taking more jobs than it gives. People are already losing their jobs to AI as we speak. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully this will make traditional animation cheaper.
So companies will start making traditional animation again instead of making 3D animation for cost reasons.
Yes, hopefully. I literally can't do this anymore. Do some people really think that the problem is the cost of traditional animation? Investors and corporations already don't respect creative people because they can only think with their mind being full of greed. And you are here saying that hopefully this will make traditional animation cheaper? Why should animation be cheaper when it is a complex art form with lots of people planning and creating it? Of course, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be accessible to everyone around the world, but come on. Plus, while it is true that low-budget children's animation that's 3D is cheaper than traditional animation, a 3D movie animated by, for example, Pixar has a way higher budget than a 2D feature film. The coloring thing is more impressive than the connecting frames things, to be honest. Okay, my initial thought was, for coloring this might not be that bad. However, there are colorists working in studios and as freelancers, and I don't want their jobs to be taken away either. And I might be as stubborn as bitch, but if my animation has to be colored and there's no one else to do it, I will do it. Also, it is the animator who draws the color markings, which indicate where the shadows and highlights will be on the animated characters or objects. The colorist fills the cells based on that. That has to be strictly followed. I doubt that AI could generate exactly where the animator wants to and has to put the shadows and highlights. This is a game changer. It doesn't need to fire the existing artist. Are you sure about that? Now they can pump out... Oh my god. Now they can pump out 3 series of anime.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
What about junior animators who I talked about? Plus, I have to break it to you again, but if you can't make in-betweens, you're not really an animator. The anime industry has had serious issues for a long time. One of them is the amount of shows that is, to use your words, pumped out. Greedy ass companies make studios produce tons of anime each year because it's profitable to them, and animators are still overworked and underpaid. And then when an episode doesn't come out as random as weeboos want it, they will go and complain on the internet and shady animators not being able to comprehend what might be the reason behind the quality not being as high as they're ignorant as they want it to be. Yes, sometimes the quality really could be higher if animators weren't treated like slaves. They are treated like slaves, and yet very often they're still able to produce high quality animation. And these people will blame and laugh at the animators when probably none of them has ever tried animating anything. They will also complain if they have to wait for a year between 2 seasons. How about being a bit more patient and treating animators and everyone else working the productions with more respect? How about producing a lower number of shows with higher quality and enough time to make? Obviously, AI can be a powerful tool for annoying labor, and that's a positive aspect as long as it is good enough to technically be a replacement of human work, which it still isn't by far. People say that it's eventually gonna reach that point and that we will then be replaced, but no. AI will never replace art or artists. We can only be replaced when we let it replace us, and artists hate AI for obvious reasons. It's not only about how good AI gets, it's about aspects that AI simply can't replace, like the sheer fact that it's created by humans. Beings that are capable of having feelings, thoughts, and experience.
Period. End of story.
The only people who see AI as more than tools or even as replacements are the ones too dumb to appreciate realness. No matter how good AI can get and how much this fact will satisfy the cattle, that's the one thing it simply can't be: real. And if there's one thing where realness is appreciated, it's art. Period. Art of any form needs more than just prompts and references. It needs sentience and thought put into every step of the process. And even if AI became fully sentient, it still would only replicate realness better. And if AI became fully sentient, I'd worry about something else, LMAO. Anyway, keep it up, whoever's reading this. I doubt that AI will become fully sentient, simply because it doesn't have a soul. A human consists of three main parts: mind, body, and soul. AI consists only of mind that is artificial and not as complicated as the mind and intelligence of an actual human. Maybe an artificial body is connected to it in some cases, but it has no soul. Okay, that's it. I'm so tired. I would really like to hear your opinions. It's okay to agree or disagree with me, but please be respectful in the comments. I don't care if I sounded dramatic, I just wanted to express what I think. Thank you for watching, stay hydrated, and take care. Love and peace.